Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be reviewing the new Elf Cosmetics Bite-Size Shadows. Now, I saw a lot of people were super excited about these, like surprisingly, but a lot of people are also wondering about the quality. So I am here to give you all of the tea and information you will need to decide if you want to pick up these $3 shadows, because that is all they will cost you. Now, a lot of people were saying that these are Fenty Snap Shadow dupes, and the Fenty Snap Shadows have not even been out for a month yet, and here comes Elf Cosmetics creeping in through the back door to drop these bite-sized shadows. Now, you guys, I did get mine at Target, and I was only able to get 6 out of the 8 shades. They do not have the green one or the purple one, so if you would love those two, you have to get them either at Ulta or elfcosmetics.com. All right, so before we do a little comparison and contrast between the Fenty shadows and the Elf shadows, I'm gonna go through and show you guys all the ones that I have.
All right, so I just want to let you guys know that the shimmer shades in each palette did have a nice consistency. I did have to lay them a couple times to get the pigmentation to really come through, but overall they were pretty decent.
Now, as you guys can see, all the palettes look absolutely beautiful. Now, I will say I have quite a few neutral palettes. I felt like Cream Sugar, Pumpkin Spice, and Truffles basically almost look the same. It's probably about 1 or 2 shades that vary from palette to palette, but for the most part, those palettes look very similar as far as being in the neutral family. I will say that Elf shadows do have some type of variety, but they do not have as much variety as the Fenty Snap Shadows. Those Fenty Snap Shadows, each one was clearly different from the last, whereas these, I do feel like they're similar. So if you guys watch my Fenty Snap Shadow review, which I will link above this video for you guys if you would love to go watch it, I only bought 3 out of the 8 shadows. I bought number 3 in deep neutrals, number 4 rose, and number 5 peach. Now, out of all of the Elf shadows, the peach number 5 palette cannot be duplicated whatsoever. They did not have any peach shades. So here are the 2 Elf palettes, Carnival Candy and Berry Bad. As you can see, if you look at the palette, there are certain colors that can translate to the number 3 deep neutrals palette. Shade here in Berry Bad, this one here in Carnival, and then this one here in Carnival. Now, if you guys are looking to dupe the number 4 Rose palette, 2 of the palettes again will be your best option to try to get some of the shadows, which is Rose Water and Berry Bad. So if you're trying to duplicate the 4 Rose palette from the Fenty Snap Shadows, again, you will need 2 of the palettes. You'll need Rose Water and Berry Bad. You have these 3 shadows at the bottom that will be similar to the shadows in the Fenty, and then you have this matte shade here in Rose Water that will be similar to the Fenty Snap Shadow as well. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a really quick eye look. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Carnival Candy. Majority of things always look pretty like in the packaging, but once you start to put them on, that's when you can really tell how good a product actually is. And I'm gonna start, of course, with the lightest shade in here. I don't know, just because it's the first shade, it isn't looking chalky, surprisingly. That is actually a good sign already. Next, we're gonna go into this tone right here, and it has it's a ton of fallout. Jeez. And I'm gonna start to work this into my crease. Now, I will say this, it's not as easily blendable as the Fenty shadow is. It's also a little bit on the patchy side. It's really not consistent, so I can see as I blend, I'm losing it a little bit. So I have to go back and actually have to add a little bit more product. So next I'm gonna take this red tone, like this brick red, and I'm going to start to pat that onto my lid. All right, so this is how my eye is coming along so far. It's not bad, but it's not like it's the greatest eyeshadow ever. These eyeshadows, they're not chalky though, I will say that, but there's still something a little off about them. When you try to blend them out, you lose the little evenness that you created. So I'm just gonna do this patting motion, and hopefully that can keep the color consistent. So for the blue, I'm actually going to put that on my bottom lash line. So to do that, I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base. And then we're just going to go in with that last and final shade. This does have some shimmer in it. Alright, so this is how my eyes are looking so far, and I think the palette looks pretty okay. It's not a snap shadow, I have to say like that flat out. You're not going to get that quality of a Fenty snap shadow, so I want you guys to just throw that out the window right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the finishing touches, which is liner, lashes, and mascara, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to let you guys know my final thoughts about the Elf Bite-Size shadows. Alright guys, so we are back and this is the look so far. I actually decided I want to go in and add a bright color to my inner tear duct. Now I'm going to go into the Cream and Sugar palette. And we're going to use this little color right here. I don't know if I mentioned this, but none of these have names. Yes, now that literally just like turned the look up. Come through, inner corner highlight. Yes. Y'all like this a lot better, don't y'all? Admit it, because I do. I like it a lot better. Alright guys, so let me give you guys my final thoughts about the Bite-Size Elf eyeshadows. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give these guys a 7. And 1, that's because of the price point. And 2, because they have a nice color selection. And 3, they're actually decent shadows. They're not, of course, the creme de la creme of eyeshadows, but they are pretty decent. And you can work it out, especially if you're on a budget. Then I definitely recommend that you guys pick these shadows up. I mean, $3 a pop. You cannot beat that with any brand. Also, I do think as far as blendability, it's okay. You do have to work with it just a little bit, but with any eyeshadow you do got to do a little work. But I do find you got to work with these just a little bit. You know what? I take that back. I give them a 6.5. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you guys. I do not think these shadows translate to the Fenty Snap Shadows. There's just not enough variety in the colors. And as I told you, there were a lot more neutrals. If you guys have any more questions about the Elf Bite-Size palettes, definitely let me know. Let me know if you plan to pick up any, what's your favorite ones. I love to get conversation started with you guys. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and thumbs up this video. And then, of course, go ahead and follow me on all my social media platforms. Alright, you guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you on my next video. Bye, guys.